We are goodness, grace beyond measure. We are peace, here and now. We are wholeness, thriving perfection. We are love. We are love. We are life, free and abundant. We are joy, awakened and wild. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Holt, a prayer chaplain at Unity of Bellevue, and it is my honor to guide you in meditation today. I'll start with a guided portion. This will be followed by a period of silence for about 10 minutes. Then we will complete the meditation by 10:20. Okay, so please settle into a posture in which your body is comfortable and you feel supported for the length of this meditation. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Then let your eyes gently close. Take a few slow, easy breaths. Release any tension in your body. Begin to notice your breathing in your body. Feel your body breathing in, breathing out. Just let your body breathe you. There's nothing you need to do as you sink more fully into this moment. Feel the area around your eyes relaxing, your forehead softening. Let your mouth form a half smile. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your neck. Imagine our connection as we are sitting in the sanctuary or online, knowing that we are fully supported by this community here. We are, in fact, all connected in spirit. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. We are all one. Our thoughts, actions, feelings impact all beings. Today I will guide you in a heart-opening meditation as we cultivate loving kindness for ourselves and others in our community. I invite you to silently know the following phrases that I speak, letting the feelings connect with the words from within. First, we focus on ourselves. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Let these phrases sink into your body and your heart. May I feel your heart expanding. May I. Now, imagine yourself surrounded by all those who love you the most. May you be filled with love and kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. Experience the healing power of the circle of love surrounding you with the people that you love the most. Okay. Now imagine another ring to the circle of love, a ring that includes a unity above you. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you all be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. Now imagine another circle of people, which includes all those suffering physically, mentally, emotionally in our world today during these times. And imagine that ring surrounding the other rings. May you all be filled with loving kindness. May you all be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you all be happy. And finally, we offer all our blessings to all beings. With this chant, may you all be filled with love and kindness. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be peaceful and at ease. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out, feeling the vibration of those rings around you. You may notice your heart continuing to open to loving kindness for yourself and others. We will begin our silence now, our 10-minute silence, and please think of the words that we said previously. May we all be filled with love and kindness. May we all be well. May we all be peaceful and at ease. May we all be happy. We enter the silence now. As we become more receiving of loving kindness with ourselves and extend that to others, we begin to see with the eyes of God, and that we are all connected in this love. The experience is, I am this and not that, softens. Does the experience of you are separate and you are others softens. We become filled with love. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be well. May we all be peaceful and at ease. May we all be happy. Thank you for joining our meditation today. As we created this time together, I know we are all blessed as we move out into the rest of this day and the week ahead. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. As prayer chaplains, we welcome your prayer request. Please join us right after the service in the library or at the breakout room. Or you can email us at prayerchaplains@unityofbellevue.org for your prayers request. If you would like a prayer chaplain to call you for prayer or talk, please state that in your email. Please join us right here for our celebration that begins at 10:30. And thank you so much for the meditation today. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Wild. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love.
Though there are times when I cannot see the path in front of me, I lose my way. I feel so alone, like every friend I've ever known is gone. So far, far from home. Then I hear life call to me. There are choices to make. So how will it be? Are you gonna play safe, risk nothing at all? Or will you rise up with the colors of dawn, illuminating every step that you take? And I'm rising in love. I'm rising in love. This is my choice, this is my life, and I'm rising in love. And fear won't stop it, and the seasons won't change it. War can't kill it. I now claim it. Love, love, divine spirit guide within me. Your love flows throughout so naturally, raising my heart, singing my voice, speaking of love and calming the noise and generating every breath that I take. So I'm rising in love. I'm rising in love. This is my choice. This is my life. And I'm rising in love. Love is lifting us higher. 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 Oh, higher and higher and higher. Higher, yeah, higher and higher and higher. Higher, oh, higher and higher and higher. Higher, oh, love is lifting us higher. Yeah, love is lifting us higher.
Everybody's got a story. The Lord knows I've got mine. All our pain and all our glory, all the masks we hide behind. I'm standing here in wonder at my faith in things unseen, holding back or diving under. There is no in between. Everything's a lesson, everyone's a mirror, no matter where I am. But when my heart is open and my mind is clear, I know I can. Oh, return to love, return to love. Oh, return to love, return to love. I'm deconstructing my defenses, dismantling my pride, making peace and mending fences with who I am inside. When I let myself go deeper, love is closer than my breath. My master and my keeper are beating right here in my chest. Everything's a lesson, everyone's a mirror, no matter where I am. But when my heart is open and my mind is clear. I know I can. Oh, return to love, return, return to love. Oh, return to love, return, return to love. Everything's a lesson and everyone's a mirror. In everything I do, my heart is open and my mind is clear. Now I'm asking you to, oh, return to love, return, return to love. Oh, return to love, return, return to love. Oh, return to love, return, return to love, return. Oh, return to love, return, return to love, return, return to love, return, return to love.
We are goodness, grace beyond measure.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. We invite you into our sanctuary, our physical sanctuary and our virtual sanctuary. For those of you who are live streaming, we do have a live chat with our live streaming option. You can go to unityofbellevue.org/chat, and you can chat with each other and chat privately while you watch our service. So please join us there. We intend that this sanctuary is a safe place, that it is a place of love, a place of celebration, and simply a space, a compassionate space, where we can hold love for you no matter where you are at on your journey. No matter what that is, we are holding you in love and compassion. My name is Monica McDowell. I'm the center administrator here. I'm also taking on some operational duties while we're in transition. We have a lot of people helping us with this service this morning. Jennifer Holt was our meditation facilitator. Thank you, Jennifer. And she is also our prayer chaplain this morning. Sharon Wolf is our board host. And Reverend Patric Creelman is our guest speaker. We are borrowing him from CSL Seattle. I'll read his bio a little later so you can learn more about him. And Cindy Akana is our guest artist, and we are so glad you are back with us. Jamie and Cindy, Jamie is our song leader. They're going to kick us off with our community song, Blessing to the World.
Good morning, everybody. Please stand if you can. Join us. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. You are the heart, you are the hands, you the Spirit on earth. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice, the Spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice, the Spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world, is a blessing to the world.
We invoke divine blessing in this moment, in this space, for we are the hands, we are the heart, we are the voice of Spirit on earth. Each and every one of us is the living and loving awareness of the divine made manifest in a human body, right here and right now. We breathe into the eternal energy that flows through us, taking that sacred breath. It is energizing us, revitalizing us, loving through us. We open our hearts to be that love. We breathe in again. We declare this time, this community, this service is sacred. We are blessed. We are so grateful, and so it is.
Love is patient and love is kind. Love is never rude. It bears and believes all things, hopes and endures, rejoices in the truth. To live these words through the years, that is what I pray. But will I be strong enough? Will I be steady when the road gets rough? In my heart, this truth I hold every day. God watches over me. So in God's love, I will give you mine every day. Oh, every day. Every day I try, I will hold to hope and put my trust in you, as I've begun to do and will continue to with these open arms. 'Cause in my heart this truth I hold every day. God watches over me. So in God's love I will give you mine every day. Oh, every day. Love does not boast or brag. It's not arrogant. It's the day after day perseverance. In my heart this truth I hold every day. God watches over me. So in God's love I will give you mine every day. Oh, every day.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Reverend Patric comes to us from CSL Seattle, as I said, where he is a staff minister as well as operation director for the organization. He has been a student of New Thought and Ancient Wisdom for more than 25 years. He received his ordination as an interfaith minister and interspiritual counselor at the One Spirit Interfaith Seminary and became a religious science practitioner while living in New York City. Prior to becoming a minister, he toured North America and the world as a performer in a wide variety of film, television, and theatrical productions. He had parallel careers in production, design, and as visual artist for a variety of event companies, designers, and artists. He considers himself a perpetual student of and participant in all things, ideas, and philosophies that are creative and life-affirming. And the last time he was here, I learned that he is from Canada, and I informed him that I grew up next to the Canadian border, and I grew up with Canadian television because Vancouver was a lot closer than Seattle to our television antenna. And so he goes, "That means you know Mr. Dressup." And I said, "Yes, I do. And do any of you know who Mr. Dressup is?" "No." "Oh, one person does." Amazing. Mr. Dressup is the Canadian version of Mr. Rogers. I didn't even know who Mr. Rogers was until I got into college. So we share that vibe of Canadian television, and we are so glad that you are here. The divine vibration that you are, the unique vibration that you are, has a message for all of us, and we will share in the blessing of whatever you bring to us in person and in word. So thank you for being with us. For this reading, I'm going to read again from Susceptible to Light, the poetry book by Shalane Harkin. I did get a couple of copies per your request in the bookstore, so if you'd like one, I'll be there after service. This poem is called Love Awaits You There. It's easier to notice pain than love. Love is the silence in the robin's throat that inspires it to sing. Love is the silent mantra of the universe that keeps things spinning. Pain is the tree that crashes in the forest. Love is what grows from the fallen. Love is the silence cupped in the perfect folds of an autumn leaf, the beauty that dances through everything when your worried mind has finally stilled. We forget to notice love because of its perfect loyalty. Morning dew diamonding the grass, the extra sparkle in snow. For what other reason need it be there? The unconditional warmth arising daily to fill your sky. The ongoingness of flowers. Pause, dear one. Love awaits you there. We are so grateful that love always awaits us there, here, and everywhere. For our affirmation, I will read through it once together, and then we will affirm it together in one voice. So, yes, it's up. I affirm that love is my reality. I practice unconditional regard and compassion for myself and for the other, and this practice honors my highest and best good. Love is my key to spiritual awareness and transformation. It is the secret sauce that keeps all of our hearts connected in unity and oneness. We open our hearts now to more love, and so it is. Let us join together in one voice. I affirm that love is my reality. I practice unconditional regard and compassion for myself and for the other. And this practice honors my highest and best good. Love is my key to spiritual awareness and transformation. It is the secret sauce that keeps all of our hearts connected in unity and oneness. We open our hearts now to more love, and so it is.
Why is it hard to forgive people we rub elbows with? Why do we keep treading on the ones we love? Why is it tough to understand someone else so different? Why do we shake our heads at what's been said? Well, who would think we believe in love after what we say and what we do? I am grateful the power of love shines out for all to use. Start something new. Why is it tough to give up attempts to win each argument? Why can't we just let go and give up control? Well, who would think we believe in love after what we say and what we do? 'Cause I am grateful the power of love shines out for all to use. Start something new. Start something new. Give up the fighting and let's give up the winning and embrace the ones we promise to love. Help out your neighbor, shower them with favors that you wish they would do for you. Start something new so they will know we believe in love after what we say and what we do. Yes, I am grateful the power of love shines out for all to use. Start something new. Start something new. Start something new.
Good morning. I'm grateful for the power of love is available to all of us to use. So let's start something new. That was a beautiful song and right in alignment with the message. I love how that all happens. None of us talk about what we say, this is the theme, but then we all come up with different, the poem, the songs, like it's all in alignment, all in one consciousness coming to us. So in the inspiration of starting something new, I am Reverend Patric Creelman, as you heard earlier, and I'm here and I'm grateful to be here to stand in the presence of this community and in the power and the presence of that which has created itself and has imaged itself in its own image and likeness and named itself for each and every single one of us here. Everything that has ever been created has been inspired by the loving act and the loving action and the loving impulse of creation itself. And I am grateful to be able to be here to share some thoughts, share some ideas as I come to know them, And I know that these ideas and thoughts are mine, and all we ever do, you have thoughts and ideas, all we ever do is exchange ideas and thoughts and with each other. None of us has the answer. None of us knows the thing, the truth. We are each standing here as a reflection of the truth and the answer as we know it. So I'm grateful to know a few things for myself. As one of my Buddhist teachers said, if it's not true for you, then it's not the truth. It's just his idea or someone else's idea that they're sharing with you. So I offer my truths, my understandings, and maybe that's something that you like. Maybe it sucks, but I don't know. It won't. So it's with deep humility and gratitude that I get to speak and share thoughts. Coming as a person who has had moments in my life that I was silent, whether through singing or through speaking, and I couldn't share, or I didn't share, or I thought what I had to share was worthless. Thinking back to one of the things my brother said when I was 6, shut up, no one cares what you have to say. We all have something like that that keeps us from saying something. So I'm just humbled that I get asked to say something. And I get paid to do it, and I get to come and travel, and I come through the fog of Seattle and into the sun of Bellevue. It was awesome. It was really socked in Seattle today. So today's topic for me is more love, more life. At the beginning of the year, we often focus in January on intentions and resolutions and live your best life talk. And in February, we get here and it's all love. Whatever. No, but it is love. And I like that it's a moment that we get to focus on, even though we're not necessarily focusing on chocolates and cards and the romance and the Lifetime movies and Netflix movies, all that sort of stuff. That is a thing. But what we're talking about in spiritual community is not dating, not marriage, not that. What I'm talking about certainly is not that. And I was looking at the titles for all the speakers this month, and Reverend Dr. Ramont, what's love got to do with it? Me, more love, more life. Reverend Sally, next week, just do it. And Reverend Dr. Edward Donaldson, it says TBA. Now, I don't know if that's actually a talk title, or if that's just, we don't have a talk title yet and we had to put something. But isn't that love? Love is to be announced. Love is TBD, to be determined. So I had a good chuckle with that title, and I might take that next year as a talk title. But we don't know what love's going to do for us. We don't know how it's going to show up, when it's going to show up in our external world, in the world around us, in our relationships and our family ships. We just know that it's to be determined. So I'm here to speak today in that place in between sort of February and dating. That sort of in-between space where love exists always. That foundation of beingness that allows our intentions to be aligned with who we are and what we really want. That allows the intentions and the affirmations and all the work that we do that's neck up, the brain stuff, that allows that stuff to be inspired by something deeply grounded and rooted in who we know ourselves to be. Now, Thomas Merton, an American Trappist monk, a Christian monk, says this: to say that I am made in the image of God is to say that love is the reason for my existence. That breaks me every time I hear that. To say that I am made in the image of God is to say that love is the reason for my existence, for God is love. Love is my true identity. Love is my true character, and love is my name. Now, I don't know about you, but I never heard anything like that in my Christian upbringing. Even in the very liberal house that I was born into, in the very liberal-ish small town that I was born into, in the Okanagan Valley in Canada, there was this inherent dogma, without even it being said, that we're born a sinner. You're born of something sinful, and you live as a sinner, and you're never going to be anything like that, anything other than that. And I was not even really Christian, and I certainly wasn't Catholic. We were Protestant, but that still was infused into the very culture that we have all been born into, whether we believe it or not, that we were born with the inherent lie that there is something wrong with us. And that our whole life has to be about fixing something, about being stronger, about being thinner, about being something else, and being something else, and none of it is ever really enough until we lay that stuff down. Imagine if we were born into the idea that I am made in the image of God, and love is my true identity. Love is my name and nature. Now, St. Thomas Aquinas, a 13th century Catholic priest, says it this way: because the divine could not image itself forth in any one being, it created a great diversity of things so that what was lacking in one could be supplied by the others, and that the whole universe together would participate in and manifest the divine more than in any single one being. 13th century Catholic priest said that. That is not the Christianity that I grew up with, or that we know. That is a profound teaching that we are all created and expressed on purpose. We are all needed to fulfill the divine plan. Every single one of us is needed to be in relationship with someone else. Not romantic relationship necessarily, but just in relation with someone else. And that sounds an awful lot like community. We need each other. Where I grew up, we raised barns. When someone's house burned, the town got together and we helped them. We've lost track of that kind of behavior because we're all isolated, and certainly during the pandemic, we're isolated even more. We have to remember that we are supposed to be in relationship, and love is our true identity. And we need each other. And the whole universe only works in divine order if we all show up, and if we all know each other and ourselves as love's image. Paulo Coelho, author of The Alchemist, says it this way: one is loved because one is loved. And then he puts a period there. That's enough. One is loved because one is loved, period. Period. You might as well underline that a couple times. There is no reason needed for the loving, because one is loved because one is loved, period. There's no need to prove anything. You and I, we all exist as an expression of God, and a God who loved itself so much into being that it created us. It created each and every one of us. It created everything that has ever been created is an expression of God. The one life and the material from which that life creates is itself. So how can we be anything else? We are made in the image of God. We are made in the image of life. We are made in the image of light. We are made in the image of love itself, period. That's the truth. And how do we live that? It's a nice idea. How do we make that a lived experience? How do we bump up and around each other in the world that we're in now and keep this idea of we are all made in the image of God? It can't be that we simply listen to these things on Sunday. We read a book of poetry. We have a mug that says, "You are loved." Love and light to everyone. When we go to our yoga classes, we go to the meditation retreats. It can't just be that. In religious science, we say, treat and move your feet. Pray and do something. Be in action. Be in the action of love. Be in loving action in your life. That is the only way love stays alive. That is the only way communities stay alive. That is the only way our country stays alive. is if we are in a loving action towards each other and coming together with a unified mind and unified vision for what our life is supposed to be about, or what our community says it believes in, what our town says it believes in, what our country says it believes in. So what is this embodied expression of these sayings? And is it okay to fall off the love and light wagon? You know, we're human. We're going to bump into each other. We're going to have our reactions that aren't always love and light. Bless you, and you too. It's more like bless you. We've all heard that. We've all spoken that. We've all received it, and that's not so great. You know, when the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh passed, or transitioned, or whatever word you want to use, recently, the Buddhist monk, they started playing a lot of his talks and his speeches and things was going through YouTube and on our Facebook feeds and things like that. And I saw this one, or heard this one talk of his when he was speaking in New York at the Riverside Church. This beautiful cathedral, actually, this was where I was ordained. It's a beautiful historic church on the Riverside Drive. And he talked about, I don't know, I assume everyone knows who Thich Nhat Hanh is, but he sort of embodied compassion and peace and kindness and grace and profound teachings. And he talked about growing up around the time the Vietnam War happened, and that he was a young student, a young monk, and he wanted to do something because his friends, his family, his countrymen and women were dying and being killed. The Vietnam War was a difficult thing for their country, obviously. But all he could feel inside of him was anger, harshness, was protest. And he didn't want to, because he had this human reaction, but his core values of compassion and grace and love and peace were at odds with that. He didn't want to speak out. He wanted to do something, but he didn't want to speak out from anger. He didn't want to speak out from those places because he knew there was enough of that already. He wanted to be a part of the healing. He wanted to be part of the way forward for his people, for himself, and for what he knew to be God's expression as him. So he didn't say anything. He went to spiritual practice. He went and meditated. He prayed. He did all the things that he could do to right himself in his relationship to love and compassion and grace. And then he came back and he spoke from that place. He didn't speak at the vibration and density of the conflict. He spoke from the higher vibration, the higher consciousness of what he knew himself to be one with. He spoke directly to the injustice. He spoke directly to the violence. He spoke directly to the death, but he spoke to it and at it and into it words of love and compassion and grace and a solid foundation of transformational teaching. He wanted the experience of himself as one with God to be the transformational experience that he could share. Now, Jesus did the same thing. He tossed tables, and I'm sure he did many other things that we don't know about because his marketing people won't tell us. He was angry at injustice. He was a protester in his time, and he always returned back to prayer, to meditation, to knowing himself as one with God, to knowing himself as created from the oneness that is God. Martin Luther King Jr. did the same thing. Gandhi did the same thing. They spoke what they knew from a place that they knew as helpful and not combative, but they stood their ground, peaceful protests. They transformed worlds, and we're still talking about them, and the effects of their legacies are still alive and real in our lives now. in whatever ideology you belong to or believe in. They all spoke to a higher vibration. They spoke to a love that was present in the midst of the condition of the world of 10,000 things, the world of effects, the conflict, the rare reality and human experience. They spoke to all of that. And it's unrealistic for ourselves and not very helpful for us to expect ourselves not to fall off the light and love wagon. But it is very realistic and very helpful for us to return to prayer, return to community, return to meditation, return to like-minded people so we can gather up the resources and face the world. I know it's been difficult during the pandemic. I know that. I'm in a community like yours who's been through a lot of transition. I've been in a community like yours who've been watching a little screen at home, trying to feel connected to people. And there's no other words to say other than that sort of sucks. Because we are, that's very spiritual language. That sucks. We are meant to be in community. We are meant to be relating to each other. We are meant to have moments of solitude and to come and share. And even solitude from our own mania, solitude of coming to one, like the beautiful meditation earlier, where you can just come and sit in silence and know God. Know that I am one with that from which I was created. And then wake up and have the craziness of our brain go on. But we're bringing that with us. Instead of driving this into that. We're bringing this sense of ease and grace into the mania of, or the lists, the to-do lists, or the structure of our day-to-day lives. Now, it's helpful to do the affirmations and all those things, but those are the neck up tools. Those are useful tools. Absolutely. I love them. I love all the things that they bring to our lives. But our primary work, I think, that will sustain us is getting clear with what our internal life is doing, what our core values are as individuals, as a community, as company, as town, as city, all those things. What are our core values and how do we live those out? We each have our own belief systems. And when life comes and does what it does, what is the thing? How are we going to show up? Are we going to show up from the idea that we're born a sinner and we're broken? Are we going to show up from the idea that I am one with God and I am an expression of love? And I can stand in the face of something I don't like and call it out, but I don't have to beat it up. I can stand in the face of that oppressor or whatever that is, whatever that condition is. And we all have something. It could be cancer, it could be a bad mortgage, it could be whatever it is. But we can stand in the face of it because it's there. Don't avoid it. Don't spiritually bypass and do any of that sort of stuff. But stand in the face of the condition and say, I am this stance of love. I am a being of love, and I'm going to stand and be in the vibration of that. That is what will transform the situation. Otherwise, we just create more destruction. We create more separation. And imagine, if you will, you've got a cup of coffee. Whatever, if it's coconut milk or almond milk, I don't know. But it's coffee. You're walking along in your office, in your house, or out in the lobby. Not in here. No coffee in here. Out there. And someone bumps you, and the coffee spills and it goes all over the place. Why did the coffee spill? Because someone bumped me. No, wrong. The coffee spilled because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in your cup, you would have spilled tea. Had there been gin in your cup, you would have spilled gin. Whatever, I don't drink, but I'm not going to judge. What's in your cup is what's going to spill out. What is your internal life is what's going to spill out when life hits you, When you hit a road bump, are you going to blame the world for bumping into you? Or are you going to take responsibility for your internal life? The world's going to bump into you, period. We're humans, we're in the world, we're going to bump into each other. No matter how much we love each other, or if they're our bestie friends, whatever, our mom or dad, whatever it is, we're going to bump into each other. There's going to be conflict. Our reaction, our spill out, is our responsibility. And that's what we come to these communities for, to fill ourselves up with whatever beverage is our choice. Whatever you choose to fill up is what's going to spill out. And one of the teachings from religious science that Ernest Holmes says, if it's not true in the difficult times, it's simply not the truth. It's just an idea. But if it's not true when life bumps into you, then it's not really the truth. It's just something you're trying on. The embodied experience of knowing yourself as one with God is a transformative experience. It's all nice to say, it's love and light, and it's all good when things are going smoothly, but when it's not, what is our reaction? When life gets tough, what is spilling out in your life? Are they God qualities of joy and gratefulness and peace and humility and compassion? Or is it harsh words and harsh reactions and that clenching that goes on, or anger or bitterness? Life provides the cup, and you get to choose how to fill it. Now, once a while ago, I was married for almost 20 years to a wonderful man. We had a great life. We got married after 4 years of being together, and in that marriage ceremony, we created our vows. And we worked with our officiant. We created the ceremony together. This is before I was a minister, but I was still doing it. Who knew? And there was 2 vows of the list of vows that we wrote that were very important to us. One was to hold each other in the highest vision possible, as much as possible. And the other was to keep love first, always. Those were the 2 vows I remember. I don't remember the rest. Years later, and we went through our life, and we had what 20 years will bring to one's life. Health challenges. I was Canadian, he was American. We had immigration challenges. All the challenges that come with a shared life. And then years later, it was time I left him. We divorced. You go through that process, and you go through all the human difficulties of separating a life that was spent together. But I knew, and we both knew, that we could keep love first, even in the splitting up. So what spilled out, even though we were going through the emotional life of it, love first, I'm going to hold you in highest esteem. That doesn't make the pain go away. It doesn't make the reality of the divorce anything else, but it softens it. It allowed us to be friends for the decade that followed until he died last year. It allowed us to keep love alive even though we couldn't be together. It allowed us to keep love first in all of our dealings with each other. I didn't know about the story about the coffee cup then, but my coffee cup was filled with love first for him. That is a powerful lesson to carry through life's challenges, through a divorce, through breaking up and moving on. Love first. This work, that's as simple as it gets. Simple. What are your core values, and what do you want to spill out when you're moving through the world, when you're moving through the days, when you're moving through the challenges and moving through the great parts? You should have more love spill out, more coffee spill out, more tea, more gin, more orange juice, whatever it is. To say that I am made in the image of God is to say that love is the reason for my existence. For God is love. Love is my true identity. Love is my true character. Love is my name. Let that be the starting place for the romance. Let that be the starting place for Valentine's Day, for the month of love, for every month. If that is the foundation, that is a strong place to be. Let that be the place from which all things flow. If love is the foundation, and we know ourselves as one with God, and we know ourselves as an expression of that, no weapon can stand against us. No challenge will be too great. And when the challenge comes, we are left in this place, even in the middle of the pandemic, when we're alone in our apartment or whatever it is. Yes, I'm sad. Yes, I'm whatever those things are. And I know myself as one with God. I know myself as loved. I know myself as loving, and I know myself as lovable. Because that is the DNA, that is my heritage, that is my lineage, the divine lineage. What I do know is that we can't hate ourselves into a version of ourselves we can love. We can't hate ourselves into a version of ourselves we can love. We can't hate our job into a version of the job that we can love. We can't hate our city into a version of the city that we can love. We have to start with love. That has to be the foundation. That has to be the rock of revelation, to go back to the Christian ideas. If love is the foundation and we're standing squarely on that, then we can love ourselves into the life that we've always wanted. We can love our community into the community that we wanted it to be, and we want it to be in the future. We can love our city, our country, our world into the world that we want it to be. We cannot do it by hate. We cannot do it by knowing that everything is broken. And that's its starting place, and that's the foundation. Everything is whole. We say it in these teachings, whole, perfect, and complete as it is. We say that and it becomes this fake thing sometimes. We just say it and we don't even really mean it. But what if you meant it? What if you knew yourself as love knows you? What if you sat quietly and went, let that in? That you were here on purpose. That love knows you and loved you and called your name into being. We can really only love each other into more love. That should be our only goal. Whether we even know each other's name, whether we're greeting someone at the door and we don't know them, or we're driving on the freeway through the fog and the guy doesn't put their lights on and it scares us. Let's approach that situation knowing namaste. So many of our religious teachings and spiritual teachings have a version of that. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Namaste. The divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. I am one with that. So I invite you to know yourself as love knows you. To love your life into a version of the life that you can live and love even more. It's limitless. And if you're going to spill something, don't spill it in here. This is a sanctuary. I say that as the operations director of my center, and I'm the one cleaning our newly renovated center. You are loved because you are loved. Period. Namaste. I'm going to finish today with a poem. I changed my mind on my way here, so it's on my phone. Not a prayer. It's a prayer poem. It was here. There we go. It's just disappeared. That's weird. Okay. And we're going to let that go. See? Life bumps into us. That's very strange. It was right there. Can you just play under a prayer, please? We're just going to go into prayer. We adjust. When life bumps into us, we adjust. When we had something planned and it doesn't work out, we adjust. When we have a reaction, let's open ourselves up to more God, to more inspiration, to more love. When we have a challenge, let's open ourselves up and stay open, not to be wounded or attacked, but stay open to be the foundation of love. The barrier from which nothing crosses except more love, more service, more compassion, more kindness. And from this place of knowing ourselves as profoundly united with the creation source, we stand squarely, we stand softly, we stand strongly, we stand boldly. And we stand knowing we are not alone. We stand knowing that we are in community. We stand knowing that there is someone at our side. There's someone at the other side, and there's someone that came before us, and there's someone that we are the invitation for that's coming after us. We stand squarely as the very presence of a loving human, knowing that we open ourselves to the vision that's pulling us forward, and we open ourselves as an invitation to those we want to attract into our space, into our heart space, into our life space, into our sanctuary space, into our community space. We stand as the loving invitation to the future in all its forms. And from this place of knowing ourselves as one with God, as oneness personified, we release any negative thoughts, any negative ideas, anything that is a barrier from knowing that even more. We release ourselves into the fullness of God, into the fullness of love, into the fullness of light, and into the fullness of community. And we say, thank you for that. Say it with me. Thank you for that. Say it again. Thank you for that. Repeat after me. Thank you, God, for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. Thank you, God, for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. That is a beautiful place to stand. And from this place of gratitude, we release this word. We release ourselves into more love, more life, more spirit. And together as a community, we say, and so it is. Thank you. Enough said.
Let me be the love I want to receive, or let it flow through me abundantly. Let me be the love I want to receive, or let it flow as I breathe. Let me be the peace I want to receive, or let it flow through me abundantly. Let me be the peace I want to receive, or let it flow as I breathe. Yes, breathe in, breathe out. Love in, love out. Let it flow till the world is full. Oh, let me be the love. Let me be the love I want to receive, oh, let it flow through me abundantly. Let me be the love I want to receive, oh, let it flow as I
love I want to receive. Let it flow as I breathe. Let it flow as I breathe. Let it flow as I breathe.
Wow, we are so blessed today by the meditation that was led by our wonderful guest speaker, by our beautiful music, by harmonica, by all those who have made this morning possible. If you have chosen to be with us this morning, we embrace your heart, we embrace your consciousness to partake of this community. If you are with us for the first time with Unity of Bellevue, we graciously, warmly welcome you, and we invite you, if you're online, to go out to our website and click on that tab that says that you're new and explore all the ways that we can support you in your spiritual journey. You're here in person. Oh gosh, it's wonderful to see you all in person. And as our wonderful speaker, Mr. Patrick, said, we need each other. We need each other online, in person, in every way. There is no one way. We need each other in all ways. We stand in love. We stand in truth. We stand in graciousness. We stand in abundance. And as part of that abundance is giving of our spiritual and our financial gifts. If we are a member of this church, and this is where we find our spiritual home and our spiritual blessings, we certainly give of our spiritual gifts. In this consciousness, I would ask that you take note of the different ways that you can give to Unity of Bellevue. And in this consciousness, I ask that we affirm our spiritual offering affirmation together. I give freely, and for the joy of giving. I know that seeds sown in love produce an overflowing harvest of good for me, for this center, and for all people. Lovingly I give, joyfully I receive, and so it is. Thank you. We give thanks for these tithes and love offerings. We give thanks for each person here on site and online. We are so grateful for this generous community. We are so grateful for the givingness that shows up in so many ways on Sunday mornings and every day throughout the week. We give thanks for the commitment here to making the world a more loving place for each person. We commit these gifts to this great calling to call each other to our best selves, our highest esteem, holding each other in that highest esteem, holding each other with love first as we take our path of spiritual ascension and transformation individually and as a community. We are so grateful. And so it is. Again, my name is Monica McDowell-Elvig. I am your center administrator, and we welcome you. If you are here for the first time, we invite you to go to our website, unityofbellevue.org. At the bottom of every page is a sign-up form for our weekly e-newsletter. That's the best way to stay in touch with everything that's happening with us in person, online, and hybrid. We open our hearts to you. We hope to hear from you. So go to the I'm New page. You can click on the link for a welcome packet, and I will send that to you with some free gifts. If you're here in person for the first time, there's a welcome packet just to the left of the sanctuary doors, and there's a coupon for 20% off anything of your choice in the bookstore. The prayer chaplains have a service. This is a hybrid service now. You can attend in person in the library with Jennifer Holt, our prayer chaplain today, or you can go to our launch page and click on the Zoom link, and you can join that prayer service. You can also fill out prayer request cards and put them in the prayer box by the south entrance, or fill it out online. You can also email them, prayerchaplains@unityofbellevue.org. For Lent, we're focusing on the spiraling path. Our metaphysical focus is how we spiral through our spiritual teachings and our spiritual lessons, sometimes contracting, sometimes expanding in that creative process that begins the first Sunday in March. And leading up to that, we're asking if you have any creative or artistic expression that you would like to send to us that we can share with our community. I've heard we have Mandy's reflection online that many of you have read. There's a poem, there's a painting in process, I hear, short stories in process, and a photo reflection montage on PowerPoint that's coming our way. So lots of different things are bubbling up. So whatever creative artistic expression you have or you would like to share around that spiraling path, a photo, a writing, a song, anything that speaks to you, we would love to have that in community. Just a note that we are selecting board members for our new board positions. The nominating committee is asking for those applications to be in by the 15th. So just get in contact with any of the nominating committee. Sarah Agassi is the chair of that, so she can answer any questions you have. And we just want to thank again Reverend Patrick for that great message. I'm going to keep that image of what's in my cup is what spills out. I have some work to do around that. So thank you for that. And thank you again for Cindy for being with us. So great for both of them. She has some CDs out on the table, so look over those CDs and share in abundance with her with those. Thank you to all of our volunteers for helping us put this service on today. Our speaker next week will be Reverend Sally Robbins, and we have Jean Mann as our guest artist. Looking forward to it. We're going to be sung out with the peace song with Jamie and Cindy, followed by the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever God is, and all is well. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a great week. Blessings.
Take a breath in this moment we have come together at last, knowing all is provided. Only speak love's name, though each stream was diverted, all reverting back to the source. Our intention united, we now proclaim. Here we stand, knowing our unity, hand in hand, singing our faith, heart to heart, carry the light for all to see. Let love lead the way. You're the perfect gift to the world, all revealing the wonder that's only you. On my left, how we need you, together knowing the truth, as we claim